Let me ask you a question. Have you been thinking about visiting Singapore? It's a dazzling city-state, and it's famous for its ultra-clean streets, futuristic skyline, and rich blend of cultures. But beneath the beautiful scenery and spotless public spaces, Singapore has a set of secret rules and unspoken customs that every visitor should know. Break one of these rules, even by accident, and you might find yourself facing severe fines, warnings, or worse. From unusual rules about chewing gum and Wi-Fi use to surprising laws that extend to how you behave in your own home. We're diving into the secret side of Singapore you've never heard of. Stay tuned to find out how even a simple act like eating in the public transit could land you in hot water. In 2024, Singapore is as popular as ever for travelers from all over the world, thanks to its vibrant festivals, top-notch cuisine, and attractions that combine both nature and technology. With new eco-tourist initiatives, immersive digital art exhibits, and revamped cultural districts, the Lion City has never been more exciting for people to explore. But while Singapore has so much to offer, it's also known for its strict laws and unique customs. To enjoy all the city has to offer without running into unexpected trouble, it's essential to know these less publicized rules before you go. Welcome to BestNet Travel. And if you're interested in everything that has to do with travel, check out our Instagram page at BestNet Travel or our Facebook group to hear more information about upcoming announcements. And be on the lookout for our upcoming travel guide, where we'll give you every single thing that you need when it comes to choosing your destination, budgeting, finding the best deals, and enjoying your stay wherever it is that you go. Number 10, do not eat while on public transportation. Let's start off with the biggest no-no in Singapore, eating on public transportation. While in many places it's not normal to snack or sip a drink on a bus or a train, in Singapore, it's strictly off limits. Singapore's mass rapid transit, or MRT, and bus systems are pristine, and authorities enforce these rules to keep them that way. If you're caught eating or drinking, you could be fined up to 500 Singapore dollars. This rule is one of the most well-known among locals, who can catch tourists by surprise. So, hold off on that coffee or snack until you're off of the public transit. Number 9, treat your elders respectfully and like family. This is more like a custom that might not get you fined but can easily make or break your experience. Treating elders with deep respect. Singapore places a strong emphasis on honoring elders, and disrespecting them is considered highly inappropriate. This can mean simple acts like offering your seat on public transport, being attentive to their needs, and greeting them respectfully. Many travelers might see this as common courtesy, but in Singapore, it's taken very seriously and is a key part of the culture. Number 8, make sure you stand and walk on the proper sides. Singapore has an unspoken rule when it comes to walking and standing in public spaces. When taking the escalator, always stand on the left side if you're not in a rush, allowing people to pass on the right. In crowded areas, it's generally expected that you'll walk on the left side of pathways to keep traffic flowing smoothly. While there's no fine for not following this, locals will certainly give you a look if you're disrupting the flow. Now let's list out a couple that you'll actually get fined for, so please be mindful of these. So make sure you stick around and listen to all of them carefully. Rule number 7, be mindful of nudity, even in your own home. Now this one's pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. It might shock some of you, but did you know that being naked in your own home can be against the law in Singapore? Under the country's legal framework, if someone sees you naked through your window or doorway, you can be fined for public indecency, even if you're inside your own house. So keep the blinds closed and be mindful of where you're visible, as this law is enforced and can lead to hefty fines. Number 6, borrowing your neighbor's unsecured Wi-Fi. In Singapore, using somebody else's Wi-Fi without their permission, even if it's uncensored, is actually illegal. This act is considered a cybercrime and falls under the Computer Misuse Act. In fact, if you're caught borrowing Wi-Fi, quote unquote, you could face a fine or even jail time. Singapore's strict stance on privacy and property extends to the digital realm, so don't even risk it, even if your connection is unusually slow. Rule number 5, importing chewing gum. Chewing gum is almost legendary when it comes to Singapore's quirky laws. In 1992, the country banned the sale and import of chewing gum to keep public spaces clean, as discarded gum had become a costly nuisance. Today, you can't buy chewing gum in Singapore except for certain dental or nicotine gums, which are only available from pharmacies. Bringing gum into the country for personal use is allowed but highly discouraged, as officials could still question you about it. So basically, if you're a gum chewer, be aware of this unique rule to avoid getting into any trouble. Now this one's an obvious rule, but rule number 4, importing or using drugs. Zero tolerance policy. Singapore has some of the strictest drug laws in the entire world, with a zero tolerance policy on drug use and trafficking. Even small amounts of illegal substances can result in severe penalties, including long prison sentences or even the death penalty in certain cases. That is pretty severe. The government takes this matter extremely seriously, so it's essential for travelers to be mindful of what they bring into this country. Singapore even has laws stating that if you are found with drugs in your system after entering the country, you could face charges, as it's assumed you consumed them abroad. This rule is non-negotiable and worth emphasizing to avoid the devastating consequences. Rule number 3, unruly or misbehaved dogs. If you're planning on bringing a pet with you to Singapore, be prepared for strict rules surrounding pets, especially dogs. Dogs that are deemed unruly or misbehaving in public can also lead to fines or restrictions for their owners. Aggressive or loud behavior, particularly by certain breeds, is closely monitored. Dogs must be leashed in all public areas, and some breeds are banned altogether. These rules are part of Singapore's efforts to maintain the safe and harmonious environment in public places. Now, this next rule even surprised me. Rule number 2, avoid tricking or manipulating others. Under Section 508 of Singapore's Penal Code, tricking, deceiving, or manipulating someone to do something they wouldn't do normally is considered a criminal offense. This is aimed at preventing fraud, scams, and coercive behavior, and the law covers a wide range of situations. This means even seemingly harmless pranks or attempts to deceive someone could potentially be interpreted as a violation. So, it's always best to play it straight and avoid any behavior that could be seen as manipulative or deceptive. By the way, if you're liking this video so far, we appreciate you for sticking around with us. And make sure you like the video, subscribe, and comment down below what it is that you guys want to see next. And finally, we're at rule number 1, which is respecting local laws on smoking and vaping. Smoking is banned in many public places, including parks, bus stops, and restaurants. And designated smoking areas are limited. Vaping devices are banned outright, so don't even think about bringing one with you. If you're caught smoking in a non-designated area, you could face a significant fine, and vaping can lead to an even harsher penalty. Singapore's commitment to maintaining a clean and healthy environment extends to these strict smoking regulations. And there you have it. These are the secret rules of Singapore that can make or break your experience as a visitor. From respecting elders to avoiding chewing gum and knowing where you can and can't smoke, following these unique rules can help ensure a smooth and enjoyable stay. Remember, Singapore is one of the most vibrant and culturally rich destinations in the entire world. By staying aware of these rules and embracing the local customs, you'll have the chance to experience this incredible city-state with all of its glory. We appreciate you dearly for watching. And if you're interested in more information about Singapore, we have another video about mistakes to avoid when you visit.